This weekend, the NBA is investigating Oklahoma City Thunder basketball player Josh Giddey for an alleged improper relationship with an underage girl.
The 21-year-old Oklahoma City Thunder guard was seen in suggestive pictures on social media with a high school junior. Those photos and videos have since been deleted.
Last month, a shocking report came out about Josh Giddey having an inappropriate relationship with an alleged minor. Now, in the following weeks after that, nothing really concrete has ever been done to get to the bottom of this, aside from the separate investigation conducted by the Newport Beach Police and the NBA. But with the new developments emerging in the recent days, it seems like this might just be the last time that we're going to talk about this. Because according to recent news reports, while Giddey seems to be off the hook for now after the police cleared him, I think this will continue to haunt him for the next couple of months, because we know how wicked and brutal people on the internet can be when it comes to these kinds of things, even if everything is just based on pure speculations with no solid proof as to what really happened. So for those of you guys who are out of the loop, it all started when a girl named Liv Cook started posting on social media about her steamy interaction with the OK star, with one caption saying that she just Josh Giddey, with Giddey standing in the back of her half naked. And to make things even more interesting, Giddey had posted short clips of his own with the girl in it, suggesting that there might be something really going on with them.
Right, what's up, man? It's Josh. Here with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you. Take care of business. What's up, my man? Right at the front of the club. Me and my girl. Better head back to mine.
Anyway, during the moment that this went viral, the age of the girl seemed to be not in question at that time. That's until someone did some research about the girl and found out that she's just a sophomore in high school. But although this might seem to be the case, the dots are not that easy to connect, because the situation is a bit more complicated than it seems, with lots of legal factors involved. Because according to the earlier reports, and I quote, the Thunder guard believed she was 19 when they met in a nightclub in 2021. Once Giddey found out that she was under 18 the following day, it said that he broke off the relationship. The situation is even more complicated because of the location of the club, which is in Oklahoma City. The age of consent in Oklahoma is 16. Even though a lot of people believe that she was a minor when something allegedly happened between her and Giddey, if we're going to use 18 below as our basis, it's still unclear what her age was at that time. Some say that she was 15, others say that she was 16, 17. And as the report says, the age of consent is 16 in Oklahoma, but in California, where Giddey was pulled over in Newport Beach twice in 2022, and where the girl lives, the age of consent there is 18. So the question now is, where did the incident happen, and what was her age back then? Now, during the time this all came crashing down, Giddey was tight-lipped all throughout. But when the media cornered him and asked about the serious allegations that were thrown at him, his response was,
Yeah, I mean, I understand the question, obviously, but no, there's no further comment right now.
Then, when his head coach, Mark Daignault, was asked whether the allegations affect Josh's game, here's what he said.
Anything accurate, there's a potential distraction with Josh just in terms of a moment viral online, social media. Do you deal with that in any way? Do you concern yourself with whether that's a distraction?
Personal matter, and I have no comment on it, and that'll be my answer on anything related.
So both of them had no comment, which is quite expected and understandable from their part. And about a week after the shocking allegation after Giddey dropped, the NBA quickly launched an investigation about the matter. But when the Newport Beach Police Department took over the investigation, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said that they had to take a back seat for them to do their thing, and also talked about why Giddey was still allowed to play despite the allegations.
I think if you look back, I can't think of many circumstances where we've suspended a player based on an allegation alone. And in this case, so we have an allegation, and then you have a police investigation and a parallel league investigation. I'd always also add that where there is a criminal investigation, we take a back seat. And so you have an allegation, you have an ongoing criminal investigation, that impacts how the players and the Players Association can work with us, because of course the player needs to protect his rights. So I'm not going to say never ever, but I think this is the path we've consistently followed in the path. There's an ongoing criminal investigation. Newport Police opened up that investigation, notified us. we then take a back seat. And that's where things currently stand.
I totally understand why the Adam Silver NBA had to take a step back and let the Newport Beach police do their investigation first, because they don't want to appear that they're protecting one of their players while the investigation was ongoing. But on the other hand, this doesn't mean that they're going to continue investigating when the police are done with their own, which is something that I'll touch on later. Anyway, after more than a month since the raunchy photos went viral, the Newport Beach police have concluded their investigation and, quote, "After a thorough and exhaustive examination, we have completed our investigation into information that was circulating on social media involving Josh Giddey. Our detectives have reviewed all of the available information and were unable to corroborate any criminal activity related to Mr. Giddey. The Newport Beach Police Department is committed to ensuring that accurate information is disseminated to the public, while also ensuring the rights of all those involved." Now, as to why the police weren't able to get information or any evidence related to the alleged crime that Giddey committed, reports were saying that the reason behind this was that the girl and her family refused to cooperate during the investigation. As per TMZ, and I quote, "Law enforcement sources told us police would obviously like to speak with the purported female and those close to her to gather more information regarding the social media claims that made rounds over the weekend. But as of right now, no one is talking." And according to the lawyer that represents the girl, she said that, "It does not surprise me that law enforcement would close their investigation since our client is a minor and her parents have chosen not to speak to law enforcement to protect their privacy." Now, I don't know why the girl and her family decided not to pursue this further, but from the way I see things, there's a possibility that they got paid off by Giddey to let this one go under the rug. Now, just a disclaimer, this is just my opinion based on how the situation ended up, and there's no news or any article that backs this theory up. If this is what really happened, I understand if the girl and Giddey have come to an agreement to not pursue this any further to save some face. Not just for her, but for her entire family as well. The girl is still young with a full life ahead of her, and I'm pretty sure that she doesn't want her name to be dragged down even further and forever be known as the girl who got involved with Josh Giddey. And this might be the exact reason why she took a step back and protected her privacy. Well, given this is how things turned out, Giddey is still not out of the woods yet, because according to recent reports, the NBA is still putting Giddey under close review, despite the outcome of the police investigation. Now, over the years, the NBA has had its fair share of scandals, such as this one, and one of them has something to do with Jazz Hall of Famer Karl Malone. In last year's All-Star Showcase, the NBA was put in a tight spot when old news about Malone surfaced about the time he impregnated a 13-year-old girl back when he was just 20 years old. It occurred back in 1983 when Malone was still playing at Louisiana Tech, and although the family didn't press charges against him, Malone ultimately did settle with the girl's family out of court, as per reports. Anyway, although this was more shocking and way worse than the Giddey situation, there was a time that Giddey and Malone's name were both trending at the same time, even if the investigation surrounding Giddey hasn't concluded yet. Now, I'm not here to protect Giddey, nor to say who's right or wrong in this situation, despite the police already saying that they won't be pressing any charges against Giddey. Hopefully, the truth will come out someday, and as for Giddey, I think this should serve as a huge lesson for him to not get himself into trouble, especially since he's a public figure with an image to protect. Anyway guys, what's your take on this whole Josh Giddey situation, and what do you think the NBA should do with him? Let me know your thoughts on this by dropping your comments below. See you in the next video.